What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. When I first bought my 2006 Mustang GT, the previous owner handed me a key fob and a single broken key from his pocket. At first I thought this was because he didn't take care of his stuff, but then I realized that this is a super common issue with the Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln keys. So I took it upon myself to find a fix for this, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a list of options if your key loop is broken. So stay tuned. Alright, first let me explain why this happens. Key rings break all the time, but it seems like it's much more common with this model of key. Now, why is that? Well, the way that the plastic portion of this key, or the key head, is designed is flawed. There are two cuts on the very edge of the key ring portion, and I'm not sure why this was done. This might have just been for aesthetics, or this could be a specific design decision for the injection mold. Whatever the case may be, this is almost always the failure point on this style of key. Cracks like this usually happen at sharp angles or edges and not on the smooth rounded portions because you're going to have higher stress concentrations here. Plus, this area is a little bit thinner, making it the weakest link. Over time, the plastic gets brittle, it cracks, and eventually it breaks, and then you're stuck with a key without a key ring. And this is super frustrating because now you can't attach it to your fob and you're looking at your broken little key like, well, what now? Well, you do have a few options, and they're going to range in price quite a bit. The first option is the most correct option, but it's also the most expensive option. And this is to buy a new key, get it cut, and get it programmed to your car. And because these have a transponder inside of them, you do need to get it programmed to your car. The key itself is cheap, usually like 15 to 30 bucks online. Cutting the key is another $15 to $50, and usually programming the key is the expensive part. Allegedly, if you have two sets of OEM pre-programmed keys, you can program the third key yourself. But if you only have one OEM key programmed, you'll need to go to the dealership and they have to program it for you. There are a few write-ups online on how to program the key yourself if you do have two OEM programmed keys, so I'm not going to go through that process in this video. But if you're like the rest of us peasants with only one OEM key, the programming cost can range widely, but usually costs somewhere between $70 to $150 depending on where you go. So if you want a new key, you're looking at a total cost of around $100 to $230, which is a lot more than most people are willing to spend on a 20-year-old car. And this cost can even go higher than that. So what's the next option? Well, the good news is your next option is completely free. So what a lot of people do is they take a 1/8" drill bit and they drill all the way through this corner right here, and then they insert the key ring that way. This works for a lot of people and it doesn't look too bad, but you want to make sure that you drill in the right spot because if you drill through the transponder, this will destroy your key. And the transponder is right around this area here in the middle. So as long as you drill in one of your top corners here and leave yourself enough meat on the edges here so that way it doesn't break off, you should be good. If you just need something to get you by, this is a great option, but there are some people that said even after drilling the hole and putting their key ring in, the plastic still broke because at the end of the day, it's still 20-year-old plastic and it's brittle. Now, the option that I went with is a little bit more permanent and it's still budget friendly. This is a key case that I designed that snaps over your existing key. I 3D modeled this and printed it using PETG material. I'm pretty happy with how it came out and it fits really snug. I started selling these recently on my Etsy store as more of a budget-friendly option fix for this, so you can do this more correctly without having to buy an entirely new key. If you want to try this option, make sure to click the Etsy store link above or in the description to order one. And if your key looks like this, it's compatible. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to install the key case. So as you can see, this is what the profile looks like of the key case. So you're just going to slide it in just like that. When I shake it, it's not going to fall out. It fits really nice and snug in there. So the way to get that nice snug fit is you're going to have to file down this top edge here. So I'm going to get this file and just file it down. When your key breaks, you're going to see those two tabs. They're going to be pretty rough and sticking up, right? So you want to just file it flat and just do it nice and slow when you get the key case, and just keep doing it until it fits and you'll feel it just pop in there. And once this thing is able to fit inside of the profile here, you'll see it's nice and flush. You know, you don't have any edges poking out or anything like that. And you don't really have to force it in there either. So now that's how it's supposed to look. So at this point, the key is ready to go. This is the optional step. So you can get just a very light little bit of Loctite super glue and run it around the edge here. So there is just a little lip around this edge that you can put a little bit of super glue if you want this to be a little bit more permanent. What I have is I have these two little tabs, so that way this snaps together. And then there's this section where the key blade goes through, and this also has a little snap there as well. So all of this snaps together. So as you can see, it snaps together just like that, and it clicks. If you want something a little bit more permanent, you know, this is just a little bit more safe to use a bit of super glue if you really don't want this thing ever coming apart. That is going to be, you know, just a little bit of cheap insurance to make sure that this never comes apart again. So this is what it's going to look like once you have your key in the new key case. I am very happy with how this came out. It has a nice textured finish to it. This grips well, so that way you know it's not slipping out of your hands or anything like that. And this doesn't have those weak spots like the OEM key did. I have done a lot of stress testing on this, and it takes a ton of force to break this guy off. So this is going to hold up very well over the test of time, and this does still go into the ignition slot. If I made this too thick, it wouldn't push in. So I wanted to make sure that this is thin enough that you can still, you know, use the key and start your car the same way that it would normally. So this is how it's going to look once you're all done. And here's a little bit more of a close-up. But there you have it, guys. Those are the options to fix your Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury keys. But let me know in the comments which option you went with. And as always, if you enjoyed the content for today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. I'll catch you guys next week. Later.